Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Oji.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you?
Hey, Oji, good morning.
You had to go with the Okpe, right? Good morning, Lena.
How was your weekend?
It was fantastic. How was yours?
Good, yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
And good morning to you, viewers. We begin what's trending today in Nigeria. Over the weekend, Nigerians on social media reacted to the bill that will regulate the online space in the country if the bill passes into law. The bill, which is passed the second reading last week, will help curb fake news on the internet, according to the bill's sponsor, Senator Mohammed Sani Musa. Using the hashtag #SayNoToSocialMedia bill, Nigerians and celebrities took to Twitter to voice their concern about the bill. Some of the contentious part of the bill include Part 3, Section 12, which gives law enforcement agencies the power to shut down access to the internet and social media without recourse to the National Assembly or a court. There are also allegations that the bill have been plagiarized from similar pieces of legislation in Singapore and elsewhere. Twitter users urge Nigerians to lend their voice in protest against the bill. Television host Ebuka Obi-Uchendu tweeted, "The National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, stop the social media bill." He posted a copy of the bill along with a petition urging Nigerians to sign the petition against the bill. The petition right now has over 69,000 signatures. Actor and politician Banky W. wrote, "Dear Senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we are all watching. There's already legislation dealing with fake news. This bill is redundant and will only further stifle free speech in a country that seems set up to war with its young people. Hashtag #SayNoToSocialMedia bill." Another Twitter user, Hama, said, "Without social media, the beating of a salesgirl by Senator Abo in a sex shop will not be known to the world. This is the reason he's against social media." In the Senate, social media continues to be the voice of the voiceless and should not be gagged. Hashtag #SayNoToSocialMedia.
Yes, Senator Abo was extremely quick to support the social media
vocal
bill,
about the
wasn't
social
he? And of
media
course
bill.
he would be.
Yeah, I mean, last week we took news from the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, talking to journalists about the social media bill and how he insists that it's not there to gag the media. But obviously there are clauses, like what I just read, that shows that, you can really be gagged with this whole bill.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
Well, Part 3, subsection 12 of the bill as proposed says, for example, that law enforcement agencies can shut down and prevent access to social media if you are, considered to have said something that could be offensive. Yeah. And now in many countries where they have a similar bill, that social media bill, in Cameroon, in Tanzania, what government does when they feel that you have done something that they are not comfortable with, they can shut down access, as we found in the case of the protests in Cameroon. Now, there's also a section of that bill that prescribes a fine of 300,000 naira or a jail time of 3 years. If, in the opinion of whoever is enforcing the law, you have done something that could diminish public confidence in the government of the day. In other words, the bill as proposed does not allow you to criticize government.
Government.
Because who determines that the reputation of government has been diminished on the basis of what an individual says?
Right.
So for these two reasons, people say it is very clear that this so-called Internet Falsehood and Manipulations Bill 2019, proposed by Senator Mohammed Musa, is an attempt to gag the press.
Yes.
To proscribe the freedom of expression and to intimidate people, who want to express opinion and contribute to the development process. And I guess that now that the bill has passed the second reading in the Senate, there will be more debate. They've indicated that there will be a public hearing. The Minister of Information has said that, no law will come into effect except all the stakeholders are involved. He said this to the executives of the Nigerian Union of Journalists who visited him, who wanted to be assured that government is not trying to gag the press. But at the end of the day, the hope that many have is that after the public hearing and the debates and the interventions of stakeholders, perhaps this particular bill will not sail through, because a similar bill that was proposed in 2015 eventually had to be withdrawn in 2016.
Well, let's hope this protest
maybe it's good for the government to also know the public interest doesn't come in what someone has to say on social media. Sorry, public confidence or public hope in the government. It rather actually comes in the welfare and security that you provide for your citizens.
Right.
So if your citizens are doubting you, you cannot claim that they have lost public hope based on social media for any reason whatsoever. It is only on you and on what you have done with regards to that person's welfare. So I don't even know if they really and truly assess or have assessed this situation in the right way. They clearly haven't.
Apparently, there was just one senator, Chimamanda Namani, who opposed the bill in its entirety. Also stating that there's already a cyber crime act that is already existing to address this legislation as well, and there's no need for it to be put in place.
Apparently,
he also stated that there are all other countries that have these types of things, and they have not implemented legislation like this.
I hope they're looking in on public interest too, because initially I think that petition asked for 35,000 signatures, and now it has almost 70,000 signatures, which is double. I am one of the people who signed, because honestly speaking, I cannot believe this is what we're proposing in 2019.
Good job. All right. Well, still in Nigeria, let's take some news under entertainment. At the just concluded All Africa Music Awards, AFRIMA, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who was in attendance at the ceremony, which was held over the weekend, announced that the federal government intends to inject 50 billion naira into the creative industry as its role in making sure the industry survives, adding that the government was set to commercialize the industry in Nigeria. In his speech, the minister said, in quote, as the nation heads into year 2020, the successful commercialization of the creative industry will be its #1 priority. He added that the creative industry's commercialization would create jobs, reduce crime, be a major source of foreign exchange, and reduce the nation's dependence on oil. AFRIMA is an annual awards event that rewards and celebrates musical works, talents, and creativity around the continent. Well, this is a great development. I don't know why, it took this long for this kind of announcement. I know that the federal government have always been, in support. But, I mean, this type of money that will be injected every year, I think, is very well welcome in the creative industry.
Well, I mean, it's not new. It has not taken too long. The Nigerian government, beginning with the Jonathan administration, had always supported the creative industry. And the Buhari government, this present administration, has also supported the creative industry, not just by expression of confidence in the achievements of that industry, but also by providing tranches of funds. The Buhari administration alone has provided about 2 tranches of funds to support the creative industry. And you'll find institutions like the Bank of Industry having special programs for the creative industry. The central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, has also identified the creative industry as a major area. So the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, is just restating something that the government is already doing. And announcing that 50 billion will be, provided. That's to show commitment of continuing support. However, within the industry, stakeholders in Nollywood and all of that, they've also expressed concern about how to access the funds. We've had some of them on this program, and some of them even say they don't even know the procedure.
Well,
so there may be need for greater engagement. Between the relevant government agencies that disburse these funds and stakeholders within the creative industry. But again, government realizes that the creative industry in Nigeria has become a major foreign policy tool.
This is what I just.
It has become big business.
Why?
It has become a tool of diplomacy. Many of the persons in the creative industry, they are major ambassadors for Nigeria. Projecting Nigeria, either the musicians or the producers or the marketers, or even the filmmakers, like your sister, your friend, Genevieve Inaji, like Mo Abudu, like Omotola, and all of them. Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, selling out, at performances internationally. So government is on the right track. But I think beyond all of this, episodic provision of support for the creative industry, government needs to sit down with stakeholders and have a sustainable cultural policy. As you speak, Nigeria does not have a definitive, cultural policy that enjoys the input of all stakeholders or that has been brought to date, in terms of what is the best that exists in other places in the world.
It is quite frustrating, Dr. Bati, as well, because there was a viral video that went over social media while he was delivering his speech. A group of young people were booing him at the point because they are frustrated that, you keep stating these ideas towards us, and there's really nothing coming out of the government to support us. But, hopefully...
No, it's not true that there's nothing coming out of government.
Yeah,
as I said,
not true, yes, but
the government,
that's why.
this government has also been supporting the creative industry.
It's just about better communication, the way you go about disseminating information.
Acting out of ignorance.
Well, it's their fault. Anyways, more on their entertainment. The United Nations Foundation Global Leadership has awarded Nigerian novelist Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie with the Global Leadership Award, making her the first Nigerian and the youngest African to receive the honor. The award-winning writer was recognized for her work using literature and storytelling to connect with people across generations and cultures on issues of gender and racial equality, and being a leader on the front lines of global progress. Previous honorees include former U.S. Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, Oprah Winfrey, and the late Kofi Annan. The award comes after Chimamanda's Half a Yellow Sun was recently named in BBC's 100 Novels That Shaped Our World. Here's a short tribute to Nigeria's icon, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is one of the world's most celebrated authors, and she joins me now here in our studio.
Literary sensation and feminist icon Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
I'm excited because I'm on stage with this woman who I'm fangirling here.
Please keep speaking.
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
It's always lovely to be recognized, but there's a particular loveliness to being recognized by your own people.
The most innovative people I know are Nigerians.
Afambo Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, mụ na ndị Vogue Korea nọkịta. Mana taa ka m nọ n'Ọkịja n'etiti ana Igbo, ọ bụ olu m nnukwu ife aṅụle.
Amazing.
Well, nothing to add.
Nothing to add.
Chimamanda has become a phenomenon.
Yes.
And one of the best that Nigeria has produced for all times.
Thank
you very much, Oji.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Oji.